We use various kind of linen in the hospital like bedsheet, towel, blanket and patient's own linen. So we have to take care of all these linen so that we can prevent the spoilage of these linen, or we can prevent the infection from one patient to another patient. For example, if a linen is there, for example bedsheet, towel or any blanket gets spoiled, then we have to change it. We have to change these linen on the daily basis, or we have to change it as per the hospital policy. For example, if a linen bedsheet gets spoiled with a stain, then we have to wash it before sending it to the laundry. And blanket we cannot wash in everyday basis, but if we are using from one patient to another patient, then we have to change it. If we are using from one communicable patient to the another patient without any communicable disease, then we have to definitely go for the autoclaving of the blanket. Blanket we cannot wash every day, so we have to brush it off in everyday basis, then keep it in a sunlight for 2 or 3 hours. Or if we are not able to get it disinfect with the autoclave, then we have to keep the blanket in sunlight for 2 to 3 days. We can prevent the spoilage of the bedsheet or prevent any stain in the bedsheet by using a Macintosh over the bedsheet. After getting it washed from the laundry, then we have to autoclave in some setups, or in other setups we just dry it and keep it in a folding form in a closed cupboard, so that we can prevent the spoilage of the clean linen. We should always keep the linen which is dry away from the wet linen, so that they will not get any fungus or a bug infection. As blanket is having a fibers, so we have to keep the blanket over the patient, and after that we have to cover the blanket with the help of counterpane, so that it prevent the blanket to get the dirty immediately. So it prevent the blanket to remain clean for many days. We use various kind of glass item in the hospital. For example, medicine cup, jar, test tubes, etc. We have to take care of these articles too. We have to prevent it from breaking. First, what we have to do after use, we have to rinse it with the cold water. Then with soft detergent we have to wash it, and then again rinse it with the water and keep it in a inverted form like this. After drying the articles, we have to store in a cupboard or a separate cabinet, which are kept separate from the other type of articles like steel articles. These articles which are made up of glass, they are very sensitive to the change in the or difference in the temperature. So we cannot apply a very change in a temperature. For example, we should not keep these articles immediately into a boiling water. If you want to sterilize with the help of boiling, then what we have to do, we have to put these articles in a water, plain water or a cold water, then bring the water to boil, so that we can, with the help of boiling, we can use these items to the another patient after sterilization. If we, another method of sterilization is hot air oven sterilization. In this also we can give the glass item for the sterilization. If you want to sterilize in a boiling water, then we have to cover it with a one single layer of gauze, then only we can keep these article into a boiling water. Now take care of the steel items. We use various kind of steel item, for example bowl, tray, feeding cup or kidney tray, etc. How to clean these items? Once we are used these items, then we have to wash it with the cold water, then we have to wash it with the help of Vim or a soft detergent, but we should not use a very hard scrubber to clean the steel item. After cleaning it, we have to make it to dry, and then we have to send it for the autoclaving for sterilization of the steel item. It should be stored in a separate cabinet or a cupboard other than the rubber and glass. Now I will show you how to wash the various kind of articles. First we will wash the glass item. For this we will take a soft detergent. First we have to rinse it with the water so that we remove any kind of drug or things which are there. Then take a soft detergent and then wash it. In this way, rinse it properly with the water. All surface should be clean. After cleaning, we have to keep it in a inverted form or in a rack where we keep it in a inverted manner. Now I will show you how to wash the steel items or the article which is made up of steel. For that articles, we have to rinse it thoroughly with the cold water so that we can remove the body fluids from the article, and after that we have to take a powder detergent for the steel article and a scrubber. The scrubber should not be very harsh as it causes damage to the steel article. After cleaning properly with the scrubber, rinse thoroughly all side of the article, and after that we have to keep it in a inverted form so that water is drained from it properly. Now I am going to show you the washing or a cleaning of a rubber item. First we will wash the hot water bag. In hot water bag we have to remove all the hot water which are there inside the bag. After removing the hot water, we just clean the things with the help of detergent only if it is too dirty, otherwise we have to clean it with only a cold water. If you want to clean it with the detergent, then clean it with the detergent, or clean it only with the cold water. We should not use a hot water or any kind of chemical for cleaning it. Then clean inside the bottle, rinse it properly, then hang the bottle so that all the water from the inside will drain out. Now I will show you how to wash the tubings. These tubings are used for the patient, and they are contaminated with the body fluids. So all the articles should be washed thoroughly with the cold water first, because body fluids are made up of protein. If we use a hot water or a warm water, it will coagulate it and it will become difficult to remove. So we have to wash it thoroughly from outside and from the inside. For tubing we have to use a jet of water. Then we have to clean in a same way with the help of detergent from outside the tubing and remove all the stain which are present over the tube. Then thoroughly we have to rinse it from outside and from the inside. Like this way we have to remove the stain and the body fluid from the tubing. This way we have to clean the tubing, and then we have to hang it so that all the water drain out from the tubing. If it is only, we will wash the tubing if it is a reusable one. If it is a single use, then we have to throw it into a dustbin, which is as per the hospital policy or a biomedical waste management. Now I will show you how to clean the Macintosh. For this we have to clean the Macintosh with the cold water. Remove the body fluids from the Macintosh, then put it in a flat surface. Use a soft detergent, then wash it properly on either surface of the Macintosh. After cleaning with detergent, we have to rinse it thoroughly with the water. After rinsing thoroughly, we have to hang it on the rod so that it will dry up easily. We cannot hang the Macintosh or any rubber kind of items in a peg or a nail, or we cannot use any sharp instrument or a sharp pin over these rubber items. Bandaging is a process of applying the bandage over the wound or any injury. We are having a various kind of bandages like roller bandage, triangular bandage, elastic bandage or a crepe bandage. The uses of bandages: first use is to stop the bleeding from the wound, second to cover the injury or a wound or the burn area, third use is to apply the support to the injured area, fourth is to immobilize the injured or a fracture area or a strain or a sprain area. Now come to the triangular bandage. Triangular bandage is made up of cotton cloth, that is 100 centimeter square cloth, which is cut diagonally, and by cutting it diagonally we can get the two triangular bandage. The parts of the triangular bandage: triangular bandage has a 3 sides, 1, 2 and 3. This side is known as base. These two are called sides only, and it has a 3 point, 1 point, 2 point and 3 point. These two are known as ends, and this which is opposite to the base is known as apex or a point. If we want a smaller triangular bandage, what we can do, we can fold it at the center, then close or make the two ends together, and this way we can make a smaller triangular bandage. Triangular bandage can be used as a whole cloth or can be used in a form of narrow bandage or a broad bandage. How to make a narrow bandage of this bandage, triangular bandage? First we have to do, we have to bring this point over the base and then fold it again towards the base. This way we will get the broad bandage. If we want a narrow size, then we have to fold it again towards the base. This way we will get the narrow bandage. How to keep the triangular bandage inside a first aid kit? What we have to do, we have to make a narrow bandage, then bring the points at the center, ends at the center, then fold it again, fold the one side at the center, then other side at the center and then over each other. This way we will keep in a first aid kit. This is my patient, and patient is having an injury over the hand. Now I will tell you how to apply a triangular bandage over the hand. First what we will do, we will cover the injury or a wound with the help of gauze. Then put the triangular bandage in this way and keep the hand of patient at middle of the triangular bandage. Now bring the apex towards the finger. Now tuck the triangular bandage by making the pleats. Take two ends and cross these sides over the wrist. Carry them at the back, cross it again and tie it over the hand. While tying the bandage, we have to take a square knot only. This point can be turned back and tuck under the knot for a cleaner look and for a proper tucking of the bandage. This way we tie the bandage over the hand. Now I will show you how to tie the arm sling. Arm sling is tie over the patient if the patient is having a fracture of the rib or the clavicle. As my patient is having a fracture over the left side of the clavicle, so I am tying or supporting the left arm. First we have to put the cotton pad over the injured side axilla. Then take a triangular bandage. Base is vertical towards the uninjured side, point is under the injured elbow. Then take this end across the neck and tie a square knot over the hollow of the clavicle of the uninjured side. Now here what we will do, we will tuck it properly and apply a safety pin. This is a one method. If you are not having a safety pin, what you will do, you will twist it several times and then make a knot here and tuck it in the arm. We have to put the padding under the sling string at the neck. This is a way of tying the arm sling. That was the one method of applying the arm sling. The other method is underarm sling. For that we will put the triangular bandage and hand in same way as the arm sling, but this end we will take it under the axilla of the injured side and then tie the knot at the center of the back. We have to tie the square knot only. And hide the remaining ends. Here also we have to do the same. We have to twist it or apply a safety pin and tuck the end. This is the method of applying the underarm sling. Bandaging of the head or scalp. The patient is having an injury over the scalp, so what we will do, we will first cover the wound with the gauze piece or a sterile cotton pad, then apply the triangular bandage. How we will apply the triangular bandage? First we have to make a hem with the help of triangular bandage. Then take the hem over the eyebrows of the patient. Bring these two ends at the back, cross them and bring forward towards the forehead and tie the knot at the center of the forehead. Knot should be a square knot. Then hide the remaining ends for a neat look. For making a neat look, we have to remove the tangles from the bandage and we have to stretch the point or apex of the bandage. Bring the points over the cross bandage and tuck it properly for a neat look. This is a method of tying the bandage over the head or a triangular bandage of the scalp. Bandage of the forehead. For example, my patient is having an injury over the forehead. First we will cover the area with the gauze. Then tie the narrow bandage over it. We have to keep the center of the bandage over the wound. Then take the ends behind, then cross it and bring the ends at the site of starting. Then we have to tie the knot over the, not over the wound but side of the wound. We have to tie the knot not at the sides of head because it causes disturbance in the sleeping of patient. Same we have to tie the square knot. We have to hide the remaining ends and this way we will tie the bandage over the forehead. Now we will do the bandaging of ear or cheek. If we have an injury over the cheek or ear, we tie the bandage in same way. My patient is having an injury over the right ear, so I am covering the wound with the gauze and taking the bandage, triangular bandage, making it a narrow bandage, and middle of the bandage over the wound. Take one end in front of the ear and cross with the help of other end and tie the knot over the injured side. Knot is same as the square knot. Then hide the ends. This is a way of tying the ear bandage. So I will do the eye bandaging. My patient is having injury over the left eye, so I will tie the bandage over the left eye. This way I will show the method of tying bandage over the eye with the help of triangular bandage. First we will cover the eye with the help of cotton pad and then we start the bandaging. Cover the eye with the cotton pad or a gauze pieces. Put the one triangular bandage over the uninjured side. Then take the second triangular bandage, center at the injured side, take the ends back, cross them, bring the end in front and tie over the uninjured side. In same way, square knot. Now what we will do, we will take the second bandage, ends of the second bandage, and bring the ends at the head and tie a knot over the head. This is the way of tying the eye bandage. Now we will do the bandaging over the elbow. If a person or a patient is having an injury over the elbow, what you will do, if the patient is able to bend the elbow, cover the elbow with the gauze, then put the center of bandage over the injury, turn it, bring the one end over the first one and the other end above the previous bandage and take it at the front. Tie the square knot in the front of elbow. And then secure the ends. This is a way of tying the elbow bandage. Bandaging of the hand or arm. What we will do, we will cover the wounded area with the help of sterile gauze or cotton pad. Then put the center of the cravat or a triangular bandage over it. Take the ends back, cross it and bring one end above the previous turn and second end below it, covering the 2/3 of it, and do the similar till we cover the whole wound, and then tie the knot at the center of the hand. This is the method of tying bandage over the arm. Now we will do the bandaging of leg. We tie the bandage same as we are tying over the arm. So what we will do, we will put the gauze or a sterile cotton pad over the wound. Then take the center of the cravat or a triangular bandage, bring them back, cross them and bring one end below the previous turn and other end over the previous turn following the same method of the covering 2/3. Then tie it at the front. This is the way of tying bandage over the leg. Bandaging of knee. If a person is having injury over the knee, what we have to do? We have to bend the knee first, then cover it with the gauze. The wound should be covered with the help of sterile gauze. Then we have to start bandaging with the help of triangular bandage. Take the triangular bandage, fold it in a narrow form, then put the center over the wound. Take the ends back, cross at the back and bring the ends front. One end should cover the previous end, then second end should cover the previous end above it. Then take the both hand back and tie the knot at the behind. This is the method of tying knee bandage. Now we will do the bandaging of the shoulder and armpit. If a person is having injury over the shoulder or armpit, we will tie the triangular bandage in this way. First we will cover the area or the wound area with the dressing or the gauze pieces. Then take the triangular bandage under the arm, bring the two ends at front, then cross them